Welcome to a brand new episode of the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon Dixon. I am a humble father of four, and as always, I am joined by none other than the Honorable, the Reverend Joshua Ezzy.
What's good, BD? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good, coming back off of a nice little vacation, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Spent some time out in Houston for a little while, so glad to be back. Feeling good, feeling relaxed, feeling refreshed. How about you?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Just got back also from vacation. My wife and her side of the family, which is my family as well, went to the beach, man. Had a great time. Went down to Hilton Head, man. Baby girl was out there in the water, man. It was just a good time. It's just always good being with family by the water. Got inspired. Brought some gems back to Charlotte. I'm ready to get back active in writing and back active in creating. So I love going to the beach, man. Water is my thing. Water helps me get creative. So, man, I'm glad to be back, man. But I kind of miss the beach, man. That's why I don't like going to the beach.
Okay, don't like to leave.
I don't like to leave. That's why I said my goal is to have a beach house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manifesting a beach house in the future.
Yeah, man. Listen. It's already done. There's a beach house right now that's mine. Someone's just sitting there, just like Saul was keeping David's seat warm.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Did you collect any seashells on the beach?
Whoa, wow. No, I didn't collect any seashells. Man, I was just chilling, man. I wasn't really trying to be in the water. I was in the water some, but I was just sitting back and just admiring God's creation, man.
Why do we have to be like that, J.E.? I saw a meme on TikTok and they said this is what black people mean when they say when we say we're going to the beach. And the dude just runs up to the water, sticks his toes in there, and jumps back.
I probably now the nieces and nephews, they did get me out to about stomach deep.
Okay.
But then but the ocean is just too big, bro.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, I said, man, you know what, man, and y'all, because kids are, I'm 38. Kids be wanting to inch further out. I'm like, nah, fam, we good here. No, Uncle Josh, come on. Nah, bro, we good here.
Now, when y'all get snatched up.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, one thing about me, I have a 2 pearl limit.
Yeah.
The first pearl, I'll say, hey, man, y'all going too far. Second pearl is, hey, guys, I think y'all might want to come back. If you get snatched, I'm not crying.
I told you.
I told you. One thing about men, bro, if we told you and it folds you, we cool.
Listen,
hey, man, I tried to tell him.
Yeah, you're in the water with an African American. If something happens to you, you're out of luck, sir. I'm not coming.
Bro, listen, one thing about me, I would not try to save your life while losing mine. That's just not what I do.
It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
If you get snapped, if a current take you out there, man, I'm a wave by. All right, man, I see you. I holler at you,
There's
man.
no point in both of us dying at this point. I mean, somebody has to carry on the legacy.
Not with my daughter, I'm sure.
Yeah. She needs one of us.
She needs one of us, and she needs me mostly. So I warned you twice. I don't care if the news is recording me. I don't care what nobody got to say. I'm going to tell the truth. I warned them twice. I don't got time to make a pearl necklace. I'm going to give you 2 pearls. After that, man, you're on your own.
Yeah.
So everybody came home safe. Yeah,
well, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. But
sounds like you had a good time. Sounds like you had some rest, relaxation. Got some inspiration out there. So that's always good. It's important to do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into today's episode. We have a great episode for you guys. Before we do get into it, I do want to say, if you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that subscribe button so that you can join the Good Guys family and be made aware whenever we drop new content. Also, hop in the comments. Let us know what you think about the episode. Smash that like button. That helps YouTube know you're enjoying our content. They'll push it out to more people. And share the videos if you have anyone that you think might enjoy the content, so we can continue to grow the channel, guys. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started, as we customarily do, with the weekly airing of grievances. And so I've got one here today, J.E., and I'm kind of irritated about this one.
Okay.
So, as I'm sure most of you are aware, the Olympics started last week or the week before that. I don't know. Last couple of weeks here, the Olympics have started. Love the Olympics. It's great to see all the different countries competing, sports, competition. Love it all. But they had the opening ceremony, JE, and there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I've got an article here. I'm going to read what's going on. So we'll to kind of give some context. The opening ceremony, if you saw it, there was a lot going on, and some of it was pretty inappropriate. There were what do we call them? Trans individuals. I don't know what the proper thing to call them nowadays is, but they were kind of dancing around, and they had. I guess they were at like a table that kind of resembled, a lot of people thought resembled Leonardo da Vinci's rendition of The Last Supper. And so a lot of, conservatives were offended. And so here lately, I guess the organizers have apologized. I'm going to read the article that we have here. Organizers of the Paris Olympics have apologized for any offense caused by a skit in the game's opening ceremony Friday that featured drag stars in what many viewers saw as a parody of Leonardo da Vinci's famous The Last Supper masterpiece, a similarity that drew the ire of Catholic leaders and conservatives like Elon Musk and Donald Trump Jr. Anne de Camps, a spokesperson for the Paris Games, told reporters on Sunday there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. Thomas Jolly, creative director of the opening ceremony, hoped to celebrate community tolerance, according to multiple news sources. The skit saw LGBTQ plus icon Barbara Butch don a silver halo-like headdress while seated in the center of a table with other drag artists on a footbridge while parading athletes floated underneath on the scene. Apparently, it was supposed to be an interpretation of the Greek god of wine, Dionysus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But a lot of people felt like there were some similarities to The Last Supper, and I'll put the image here on the screen so you can kind of see it, JE. I guess I could see the resemblance there. I don't know. I don't know if I see a direct resemblance or not, but what I will say is I feel like it was inappropriate. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you saw that, that ceremony, like, it's not something that you want. The Olympics is something that you could, like, people are watching with their kids. And so I think that's the biggest issue. Like, I do think there is some similarities there between that and the Last Supper depiction. But for me, personally, the bigger issue is, like, there's probably kids watching this. And you have people who are Christians, who are conservatives, who are watching this with their kids. So it's like, you're pushing your agenda. You want to normalize, the LGBTQIA ABC community. And, listen, you're going to do what you're going to do. Like, we're Christians. We don't believe in that, but if that's what you're going to do, then that's fine. Do it. Don't force it on me while I'm watching TV with my kids. Mm-hmm. That's not the platform to really put that out there. And I don't appreciate it, man. Like, listen, this guy, they come out with the guy in a platter, a metal platter or whatever. They lift it up. The guy's butt naked, basically, in blue paint, like, just slinging it all around. I'm like, this, like, just because he has paint on doesn't mean that, like, he's not without clothes here, basically. Like, why is this okay for it to be on mainstream television? And so, I don't know, JE. That's my airing of grievances. I was watching it, and I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see all of that under any circumstances. And so, you can say what you will. They can say, oh, well, I wouldn't want to see, non-trans individuals like running
Yeah.
around with no clothes on. Like that's also inappropriate. This could be something that I'm watching with my kids. So, my kids could be into sports, basketball, the track, whatever the case may be. And they're trying to watch the Olympics, get inspired for what they want to do in the future. And here I got, whatever his name is, Barbara Butch, rubbing himself in blue and coming out on a dish and a platter and fruits and vegetables all around. I don't want to see any of that.
Nah, definitely not.
J.E., what are your thoughts?
Man, there's two sides to it. Two things, not two sides, but two thoughts. The first thought is, I got this question asked me on YouTube the other day, twice, back to back. And I said this. I said, mockery is flattery. Mockery is flattery. That's the first side. The second side is they know good and well that a lot of people's homes are not covered. And all they got to do is plant the seed in kids' minds.
Exactly.
Right? So let me go back to the first one and come back to the second. I just want to give y'all my two thoughts before I forget them. The first thought is, why are they not mocking no other gods? Mockery is a sign of flattery. Mockery is a sign of some truth. You don't mock something that ain't true or a threat to you. You don't mock it. If it's a threat to you, you mock it. So if a God is not real, why are you mocking it? You're mocking it because there's some validity and some truth. So I told people who asked me that question, hey, thank you, Olympics. You just proved Jesus' deity. You just proved that God is real. Thank you. Your mockery is actually flattery. So now, because you don't see them doing Muhammad that way, you don't see them doing no other gods that way.
It.
They cuss Jesus' name in movies. Listen, this is like, if Jesus wasn't who he says he was, if God ain't who he says he is, then you wouldn't pay no attention. For instance, you would be, let's just pick LeBron James since we're talking about the Olympics.
Yeah.
If a 12-year-old goes and walks past LeBron James and say, you're trash, LeBron should not respond to that.
Right.
Right? So
Yeah.
So if someone is not a threat to you, you don't give it no attention.
Yeah.
But because it's a threat, you mock it. So imagine LeBron James barking back at the kid. You're going to be like, yo, you threatened by that. But what am I saying? I'm saying that the Olympics proved that Jesus is who he said he is. He is the Son of God. Because if he wasn't the Son of God, you wouldn't pay Jesus no mind. All the other gods you did mock leads me to believe they ain't real. So mocking Jesus lets me know you are threatened by him and you mocking him. Why do you think that community took the rainbow? It's pride. Go ahead and flood us again, God. Did you not flood us when we was like this?
Man.
So I ain't gonna go that deep. This is supposed to be just a good guys podcast. But the other flip side to the equation, I got nothing but love for gay people. So this ain't no gay bashing. Sin is sin across the board.
Right.
My hidden sin, your hidden sin is equal. So we're not bashing your sin. Right? Who am I? But what I am saying is they know exactly what they're doing. They know that most homes, fathers are so enamored by sports that they're going to have that 50, 60, 70-inch screen channeling demonic thoughts, demonic spells, demonic things through that channel. Why do you think they call it channels? Because something is channeling through the channel. So now you have all these young minds. Yeah, dad turned it off, or maybe dad kept it on. Maybe the teenage boy kept it on, and now they're interested or intrigued by what they saw. And so that was their agenda, and they knew what they was doing. And so, yeah, man, I was actually flattered by it. I said, oh, man, look at them proving God being God for real, because why you mock something that you're not threatened by?
Yeah, I hate it because, yeah, like you said, like there's, you know what I mean? Like you taking away like kids, a lot of kids, like, you're taking away their innocence. Like, it's a lot of kids that, haven't really seen that kind of stuff. Like, fortunately,
you can't unsee what you see.
you can't unsee it, because now they're like, wait, why is that dude? Why he got a dress on? You know what I mean? Like, everybody is not like. There are a lot of people, Christians, especially conservatives, who are trying to keep their kids from being exposed to that because we don't believe in that lifestyle. We're not saying, hey, you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't agree with it. But like J.E. said, sin is sin. You know what I mean? You do what you got to do. But don't force it on me and my kids and my family. I don't want my kids seeing that, because now I got to have that conversation and they can't unsee it. They're thinking that that's on regular TV. So that's normal. Maybe I don't want to wear pants. Maybe I want to wear a dress. So
and how many parents were not equipped to have that conversation?
You're not even thinking about it like that. Like, you're not even thinking I'm about to have this conversation. You're just thinking I'm about to watch the Olympics. Now I got to have a whole conversation that I wasn't ready to have yet.
And a lot of kids are going to watch this one because there's so many American figures. You got the whole Marvel, as far as LeBron, Steph, KD, you have all these superstars, and then you got the track runners, and so a lot of America was watching, and a lot of America wasn't ready for that satanic plot and scheme, and that's why I warn people: hey, don't be of this world, be in it.
Yeah.
Because when you it's going to be hard to rise above what you right? And so when you're immersed with culture, you got to be more delicate. You got to say, you know what? Soon as it soon as it comes on that kind of way, and they had the pale white horse too, bro.
Man.
So what they're saying is subconsciously is that these may be the signs of the times, because didn't the Bible say, as the days of Noah, so shall the end time be? And in Noah's day, they was doing exactly what they did at the Olympics.
Exactly.
So they're mocking God, like, I dare you to come down. I dare you. Yeah, we wilding out down here. I dare you to come. Okay.
Wow.
When he cracks that sky, man. Boy, I'm gonna
We're really getting to the age where
like
you just gotta, like, you really gotta guard your mind, guard what you're what you're watching, because it's just a different day and time, and just people who are in control of television and control of media are pushing these agendas, and it's not even, it used to be subtle, it's not subtle anymore. Like, they are just in your face with it. And so it's getting to the point, man, where more and more, as a Christian, as a believer, you got to just start tapping into the Word of God, watching watching the sermons on YouTube, like, just watching strictly biblical content, because anything that the world is putting out there, there's subliminal agendas, there's subliminal messages, and that stuff gets into your mind, your eyes, your spirit. And the Bible talks about that. Protecting your eyes are the gateway, and you got to protect that. So even if you watching the Olympics and you're not even trying to expose yourself to something like that, but here it is on the screen, and now it's gone through your eyes. It's the gateway. And so it's unfortunate, but again, it's the sign of the times that we're in as believers. We just got to be extra, diligent against guarding ourselves against that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that's my airing. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying this is just unfortunate, man. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. But anyway, that's my airing of grievances. A little bit more of a serious airing of grievances today, if you will. But that really, that had me heated, man. I'm like, bruh, like, there's kids watching this, man. You ain't got to put that out there like that. But anyway. All right. We're going to get into our topic of the day. And we've got a pretty good one here. I saw a clip on TikTok that was very interesting, and it sparked, some questions, and I thought it could be something that we could discuss that could really be helpful. So I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
Dating is an extended hiring process in which you, the man, are the employer, because you, the man, are in a position to extend an offer to the woman and not the other way around. This means that dating is really an opportunity to surreptitiously vet a woman for the relationship position of your choosing. However, for better or for worse, your capacity to do this will be compromised by the fact that you will likely be attracted to the woman you are vetting. And attraction does all kinds of things to your perception. The more you are attracted, the more distorted your perception becomes. This is why I generally recommend that men do not make any kind of long-term, life-changing commitments to a woman for at least 12 months. This gives the couple time to pass through the crisis of disillusionment, in which the weight of reality shatters the projected fantasy on which the attraction to this point was fundamentally based.
So, some interesting perspective there. And I think it's worth discussing. Kind of a non-sexy way to put the dating experience as an interview. But there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. Yeah. Especially if you're operating in wisdom. Yeah, I do believe that there are some things that you need to find out about anyone that you know, and this goes for men or women, to be honest with you, about the person that you're interested in dating or courting or, you know, pursuing a long-term relationship with. There's some things that you need to find out. And like he was saying, a lot of times what happens is the reason we're talking to them is because we're attracted to them. Mm-hmm. And that can distort your ability to kind of vet the person, ask the right questions. If you're getting the wrong responses to those questions, recognizing that as a red flag and you know, cutting bait and going a different direction. So I wanted to talk about, you know, what are some of those questions that we need to be asking when we are, you know, when you meet that fine young lady of woman of God, when you meet that, you know, man of valor who sweeps you off your feet, what are the kind of questions that you need to be asking them to kind of, you know, determine, hey, is this someone who's going to be a suitable partner? We don't want to get caught up in looks. We don't want to get caught up in, you know, this is why the Bible talks about abstaining from sex until marriage, because that's a whole nother layer. You know, the attraction is one layer. Once you start laying down with somebody, that's a whole nother layer of clouded judgment. So what are the questions that we need to ask during the dating phase so that we can accurately determine, hey, this is someone who is suitable and this is someone that I want to move forward with in marriage, if that's what the goal is, which it should be if we are dating somebody. So we have 5 questions that you should definitely be asking. And obviously, listen, there's more questions than this than you probably should be asking. But these questions kind of cover the main topics that you want to get into. Now, within those topics, obviously, I'm sure there'll be tons of other questions that you can ask. But these are kind of the areas that you want to hit and make sure that you're aware of where this person stands before you're thinking about entering into a serious relationship with them, especially marriage. So the first one, or J.E., do you want me to start it off, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, man. Go ahead and start it off.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay, gotcha. So the first one is future goals. What are some of your long-term goals? What are some dreams that you hope to achieve in the next 5 years? And that can be, I would say, you know, short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. Yeah. You know, you want to make sure that you're talking to somebody whose goals align with what your long-term goals are. You know, if you're talking to somebody and their goal is to have, you know, 5 to 7 kids, and that's not what you see as your future, then hey, y'all are wasting each other's time. Yeah. You know, if you have someone and their goal is, you know, to be a single parent, not a single parent, but a stay-at-home mom, and you know that's not what you see as what you want your spouse to be. You want to be a power couple. You're looking to be have a power couple. That's what you see marriage as. then y'all are not aligning with each other. So it doesn't matter how cute she is, if you get married to her and she says, "Hey, I told you when we were dating I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom," and now you're feeling some type of way because all the warm and fuzzy of your infatuation with her looks and things like that has faded away. Now you're feeling some type of way. So you have to ask them, what are your future goals? What are you looking to, what do the next 5 years look like? What do the next 10 years look like? What are you looking to accomplish? What's your purpose? Why do you feel like you're here? What do you feel like God's called you to do? You want to go beyond just what their job is. What do they feel like their calling is beyond the job? And that could be, that could be encompassed in the job. Maybe they want to be a doctor and that's what they feel like their calling is. Maybe they feel like, their calling is in ministry, whatever the case may be. But find out what makes them tick, what is their calling, what is their purpose, and make sure that it aligns with what your purpose is. It doesn't have to be, and that doesn't mean their purpose needs to be the exact same thing as what your purpose is. And your calling needs to be the exact same thing as what your calling is. Y'all's callings and purposes and gifts and talents could complement each other. So, but you need to know what they are. You need to know kind of what they're leaning towards as far as what their future goals are before you get into a serious relationship.
That's true, man. You gotta ensure and make sure that there is future alignment. Like BD said, man, there's a lot of people who's out of alignment and there's missing assignments. Like every couple was designed to complement each other. And that's why your past, you're supposed to learn from. Your present, you're supposed to maximize so that when you do find somebody that you want to be with, you are whole enough to know what your future is. And that's why I tell people before you even ask these questions or ask someone these questions, ask yourself these questions. Before you get on that date with somebody, ask yourself, what are your long-term goals?
Yeah.
It's cool to write down, I want to make sure that you're legitimate long term, but you have no legitimacy in your long term goals. Ask yourself, what do you even know your calling? Have you sent God the voicemail when God's been calling you for the last 10 years? Do you even know exactly what he wants you to do right now? Adam was called to name the animals first. Before God gave Adam an assistant, he gave Adam an assignment. Once Adam finished naming and finishing his assignment, God then gave him an assistant, because it wasn't like God was like, "Man, my bad, Adam. Man, I forgot about you, my boy."
Yeah.
No, he said it's no longer good for Adam to be alone anymore. I'm gonna fashion someone suitable for him, because Adam was able to name the animals by himself, but he wasn't able to tend the garden by himself. See, that's why you have to learn your assignment so that you'll know how to articulate what your expectations are, or you will be able to listen through the BS. You'll be able to listen through everything that he or she is saying to make sure, hey, is that even legitimate, or is this something you rehearsed?
Right.
You will be able to know the tone, the feeling, like when someone talks about their calling, it ain't monotone.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your purpose and calling, your body gets into the conversation, the voices begin to, there's evidence there. And so when you are immersed in your own purpose, you can be able to see what sparks excitement in another individual. And that's why if you don't know what your future holds, and what I mean by that, nobody really knows everything their future holds, but you know who holds your future. But you have a clue of what it is that you would like to achieve within the next 5, 10 years, then you're not going to be able to expect or inspect that individual to see if they even know where they're trying to go. And another reason why you should ask this question first, on first dates or whatever, is because do their future plans include someone like you? Are they talking a lot about business and ministry, and they ain't talking about family?
Right.
They're not talking about marriage. They're not talking about that kind of stuff. They're just talking about their own exclusive dreams. Are they talking about building with with someone, or are they talking about building? You don't want to marry a builder. Cool. It looks great. A man can build and a woman can build, but you want to marry somebody that says, hey, let's build something together.
Right.
So that's all I have on that first one for right now. But I want to kind of labor a little bit about what the guy said in the video.
Okay.
So many gems in that video.
Yeah.
And at first glance, people may be like, all right, man, he don't. No. You need 12 months to vet somebody.
Yeah.
I tell couples all the time, half of them, more than half don't listen. That's why the relationships go missing, right? But I always tell them, before you even think about getting serious with someone, have you seen them at their highest, and have you seen them at their lowest?
Yeah.
In the first few weeks, you ain't gonna see that.
Exactly.
You need a good 12 plus months to see, does that person walk in faith when everything seems like it's not working? Does that person stay humble when they've been promoted at their highest? People wait till marriage to find out who they married. Oh, now you know who you married? Now you thought this person talked about God in church all their life, but as soon as you go through a trial and tribulation, they don't know nothing.
Right.
So you got to begin to say, okay, man, honestly, none of us are good at interviewing. We should not interview anyone. The Holy Spirit should be the interviewer because he has to interview.
Yeah.
He should be the interviewer because he has the interview. He's able to look inside a person. And how many of us been guilty? I have. When I was trying to date somebody and court somebody or whatever, and the attraction got me, and the Holy Spirit was like, no. And I was like, what? I thought you said go. I thought you said go. We all had that moment where the Holy Spirit said, this ain't it.
Yeah.
But because we have the outer view, we want to stifle the voice of the one who has the inner view.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important to have already answered questions before you question. So you'll know what to listen for because you've already asked yourself those questions. So I didn't want to labor too much on that because I know we have a lot of points, and I preach on other channel. I shouldn't be preaching too much.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And this is important because, like you said, you know, you can listen to the clip and say, oh, 12 months. Who is he to say 12 months? And listen, you know, you don't have to put an exact number on it. Like 12 months is the exact, 12-month anniversary I'm proposing. But what he's saying is you need to, there needs to be some time there. Because the difficult thing about marriage is that it happens over time. And over time, what happens? Different stages of life happen. Different circumstances happen. Different challenges, different seasons. People change. Mm-hmm. So the difficult part is when you go through the different phases and challenges and seasons of life, the person that you're married to is going to change too. Yeah. So as much as possible, you need to see how they react to different situations. And that takes time. You're not going to see in the first 3 months when y'all are infatuated with each other and sniffing behind each other and cuddled up and, you know, can't, you know what I mean? You're not going to see the real person during that time period. So if you thinking that's what marriage is going to be like and you propose based off of that, you're going to be in a world of pain. That's not how it goes. So
that's not how it goes.
Let some time pass. See how they handle when they get that promotion at their workplace, and now they're making a little bit more money. Does it change who they are? Does it make them more generous? Does it make them more stingy? See how they react when you do something that gets on their nerves. Do they understand conflict resolution? Do they understand how to argue properly, or do they have an anger issue? So these are the things that you have to look for, and you can't find it out. Everybody can put on an act for a good 2-3. Really, people can act for a good 7, 8, 9 months, man.
Yeah.
But time will tell all things. You can't you can't keep that facade up, but for so long. Eventually, they're gonna let their guard down and show you the real them, and that's where you want to get to.
And that's why the Bible says, don't awaken love before it's time. Because awakening love before it's time means this, that you guys started kissing, y'all started doing things, y'all started talking too long on the phone, too late on like when you're a purpose person, you don't got time to be on the phone past 10 or 11. Like when you got goals and you with someone like that, they're going to respect that. But the reason why a lot of people can't inspect that out of individuals is because they have awakened the physical elements without activating the spiritual discernment, right? And so what happens is when you start, that's why it's important to be single. Single season is what seasons you to add flavor and preserve your marriage. Like people look at singleness as a prison. They look at singleness as a punishment. No, singleness is a gift. Singleness is something that you're able to see yourself, to be able to know and get to know yourself. But a lot of individuals, they're impatient and they're impulsive. They don't want to take the time to inspect. They don't want to take the time to vet. So what they do, because they hate their singleness and because they feel lonely, now they're longing. And now when you're longing for someone, now you're wide open with no guards. Now y'all having sex. Now y'all doing all these different things. And now your whole judgment's off. Red flags flapping you in the face and you still can't tell the color. That's why it's important to love yourself and to know that you're God's beloved, so you will be able to ask questions from contentment. It's not like I want to be released. Like I'm asking questions hoping you answer this right because I want to be with somebody. No, you have to be content with where God has you right now.
Yeah.
Content so that you can ask questions and leave the situation without, oh man, now I got to be single again. No, you just ain't the one. But that's why in order for you to uncover everything in a person, don't get under the covers with that person.
That's major. And that's one of the biggest things, I think that plays a factor in what we're talking about today is being content in being single. Josh has a whole book on the purpose of being single. I recommend that you read it, because if you are not comfortable being single and comfortable being by yourself and you're afraid of that, then you're not going to be able to ask these questions, and more importantly, you're not going to be able to respond appropriately to the responses that you get. If you get the response that says, hey, nice person, but it doesn't align with where I'm going, you have to be comfortable enough in being single to say, okay, cool. It's okay for me to say, hey, respectfully, you seem like a nice individual. I need to go a different direction. I don't think, this is aligning with where I'm going. And be comfortable with going back to being single and being fine with that. If you're not, then you're, like J.E. said, you're going to be ignoring you can ask these questions until you turn blue in the face. But no matter what they tell you, you're going to be like, oh, okay. I mean, I could see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I never thought I would, be doing that, but I could probably do something like that. Maybe
you start compromising.
You start compromising. You start thinking God told you some stuff that he didn't tell you. And you try to force yourself into a situation that's not meant for you. And that's why people end up like BD. We ended up worse. Hey, it's.
I mean, that's real. That's real.
I'm keeping it real with y'all today. I'm keeping it real, and that's why we're talking about this topic, because I don't want people to make the same, mistakes that I made. So, the next question that we have is to ask them their interests. What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? It's an important question to ask, because you want to find out, what, again, it kind of ties to, a little bit to the first question of what makes this person them, what makes them tick, what are the things that motivate them, inspire them, what do they enjoy doing? I'll tell you what you don't want is a person who doesn't have any interest or hobbies.
That's right.
If they tell you that their hobbies is watching TV, you need to go the other way. If they ain't got no hobbies, they ain't got no interest, nothing that stimulates their mind other than TV or some video games, you need to go the other way. find you somebody who has some hobbies. They enjoy reading. They enjoy painting. They enjoy they're running. They go to run clubs. They got some kind of hobby. Like, you want to find somebody who's interesting, because when you get into marriage, you know, you're going to go through, like, listen, that initial infatuation is going to wear off. I know she's fine. I get it. I promise you, I get it. But that's going to wear off. The Bible says beauty is fleeting. You know what I mean? It's going to go away. And even if it doesn't, you're going to be used to it. It's just like anything else that you get. You get a big house, it seems like the greatest thing ever until you've lived in it for 3 or 4 years. You get used to it. You get that new car, same thing. After a couple of months, you're used to it. So, yes, she's bad, but you're going to get used to it. And now what do you have? She's not interesting at all. You can't hold a decent conversation with her to save your life. All she wants to do is sit around and watch TV. So now you're stuck with that person, and now you're resenting them, and you're like, dude, why am I here? Them good looks is not going to hold you. So find out what their hobbies are. Find out what their interests are. See if, hey, it doesn't have to be, we're not asking this so, they have to like the same thing you like. No. There's nothing wrong with them liking something completely, totally different from what you like. Hey, that can be something that you can learn about. You know what I mean? That gives you something new to learn about and engage in with them. But you guys have something to do as a couple. You can learn about each other. You can experience how they act in that environment. They can experience how you act in the environment, and the things that you're interested in. And you guys continue to learn and grow and learn about each other. And so that's one of the reasons why you definitely want to find out, what are their interests? What are some of their hobbies?
Man, so many good things you said, B, that sparked a lot of things that is so important for you guys and gals to understand. Number one, interests make someone interesting. That's why, fellas, ladies, you cannot settle for one-dimensional attractiveness. Attractiveness is holistic. Beauty fades. Age is a part of the phases of life, right? So if all you are focused on is finding someone attractive, your relationship's going to be short-lived. Because when you meet someone with interests, it increases attractiveness. Because now you begin to say, okay, man, cool. That's like one thing that made me attractive even more to my wife was I was a writer. Who would have thought that writing was going to get me through the door? Knowing that she was an English major. You see what I'm saying? And now you seeing what we're doing in schools. You seeing what we're doing now. Her interest in an element of English and my interest in an element of writing, different but compatible.
Yeah.
So when you begin to look at people beyond that's why the beauty is skin deep. Like Kanye, the psalmist Kanye said, the prettiest people do the ugliest things because they've been told they were pretty the whole time, and they thought being pretty or being handsome was the interest.
Yeah.
That's just the entrance. That's just the entrance. Nobody sits there at the entrance of a place they want to be in and sit at the door and just enjoy. Oh, wow. It's a beautiful door. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful building. No, go inside, man.
You better see what's behind that door.
Let's see what's behind that door and what's locked behind doors. That can then make that can make someone who is visibly attractive the most unattractive. And unfortunately, most people don't open that door until they walked across that marital floor, jumping brooms. And now you sweeping up around skeletons in your woman's heart and your man's heart. And now you're like, man, that's why you got to ask what interests you, so that you'll see if their interests are surface or if their interest is amazing. And secondly, I want to add to that is, do not be with someone who's only interested in relationships.
Yeah.
You don't want to be with someone who's just interested in all that comes with the surface levels of of relationships, posted on the gram and, oh, look at what we do. Like, you want somebody who has depth.
There you go.
You want somebody that says relationship is cool, but what we building. The third thing I want to share real quick, because I think I'm going to forget it if I don't share it now, and I just forgot it. Give me 1 second.
It'll come to you.
Yes, it is important, and I've learned this in my marriage, that you want to find out what interests them, so that when y'all are not interested in each other for a moment, y'all can go to y'all different interests.
Man, listen.
Therapy.
On it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm glad you got your own interests. I got my own interests. We have our shared interests. Because in marriage, you're going to need to go to your own corners.
It's going to happen. It's
going to happen. That's why you don't want to be with someone that's only interested in you. Because when y'all going through y'all whatever, that person, or even during good times, they always up under you. You want somebody that got their own interests. Yo, go with the girls and go get your nail. Go ride horses. Go do what you want to do.
Right.
And I'm gonna go hoop. I'm gonna go lift. I'm gonna go drive. I'm gonna go, because you need interest to stay interesting.
Yeah.
And interested in each other.
That's major, J.E. That part right there, I forgot about that part, but that is major, because yes, you don't want somebody who is super ultra clingy and they don't have nothing else going on but you. Like, y'all you gotta have your separate interests, because sometimes, listen, you gonna need a break from each other, man.
Yeah.
And if that other person never needs a break from you, then God bless you, because you might have gotten the wrong situation. You can't, like, fam. Marriage is it's a marathon, man. It's a long race. You are not going to want to be up under that person 24/7. Listen, I need you to find something to do. I need you to I need you to go hang out with your girlfriends. I'd go to your mama house, grandmama house, somebody. I need a break. I got to go hang with the fellas. I got to go, hey, I'm into photography. I want to go take some pictures. Hey, I want to go to, you know what I mean? I'm going to go to the gym. I want to work out. Bruh. Yeah, it's y'all are gonna burn out real quick if y'all don't have hobbies and interests that you can kind of go your separate ways, have your own. Don't lose yourself in marriage. Don't lose your individuality. You're still an individual. You still have things that you enjoy doing that doesn't have anything to do with your spouse, and that's okay.
Let me interject this. That's so profound, because people think that when you get married, you no longer single.
Yeah.
You still a single. You're just connected with someone else, but you're still your own individual still. That's why the reason why people lose themselves in marriage, because they never found themselves when they was alone with themselves. Singleness is where you find yourself. Singleness is when you love yourself. Singleness is when you grow. Did I just start at 10 years old loving myself? No, I grew into loving myself. So that about time I met someone, if it works, cool. If it don't work, bummer, but cool. Still got work to do this summer. Like, we still good.
Right.
But if you don't take these different stages of life, fighting through the adolescence and bulging into the adulthood and allowing these different seasons to make you seasoned, that's why, man, you cannot enter the league of marriage and not be seasoned. Because you gotta be seasoned, and season. And so when you navigate the terrain and rough elements of singleness, you begin to find out your resiliency. You begin to find out your adaptability. Like, marriage requires more than just pound town and going to restaurants and doing all this stuff. Marriage is about, can we fight through something together and still, as the dust settles, still holding hands? Can I adapt? Man, fam, bro, there's going to come a time in your marriage where you're going to be carrying 80% of the load for a long time. For months.
It's going to
happen.
For
years. It's going to happen. And it's going to swing to the other end. And when it swings to the other end, you don't want to be with someone that only wants to be taken care of, but can't take care of you if it swings. So that's why we're so serious about questioning, so you'll be without question. When I'm on sales calls, Brandon, I always ask people that want to come into my program, I always ask them, any other questions? Any other questions? Or you like this? Any other questions? Any other questions? By the time I get to their questions, it's no question that we're meant for each other. Or not.
Right. Right.
So if you have to have a long list of questions so that you can be without question. And that's why people have no answers, because they don't ask the right questions.
That's right. That's right. All right. The next question that you need to be making sure that you ask, and this is without doubt the most important, relationship with God. How would you describe your relationship with God? How does faith influence your daily life? Listen, if you are a believer, you need to ensure that the person, if you are considering them to be married to marry, you need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they know God, that they have a relationship with God, and that they know biblical principles, and that they use those principles to make decisions in their life. Do not marry somebody just because they say, oh, yeah, I believe in God. Oh, yeah. I go to church every now and again. Yeah, I go to church. I don't care if they go to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Do they understand the biblical principles in the Bible, and do they base their life decisions on the biblical principles that are in the Bible? Do they apply those principles to their life? Because if they don't, fam, I don't care if she's cute, bro. I'm telling you, I don't care if she's cute. When you run into the trials of life, you need somebody who's going to be able to stand on those biblical principles and understand, situations where you may have to be in a situation where, hey, we're walking in faith on this one. Hey, we're in a situation where we got to trust God on this one. We can't go off of what we see in front of us. And if you have somebody who just knows of God, they're going to crumble in those situations. They're going to be looking at you and questioning everything, because they don't have that foundation that you have when your relationship with God. The Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? That says it all. Like you have to have someone who agrees with you that, okay, hey, we're gonna attend church every Sunday. You have to have someone who agrees with you that says, hey, we're gonna be involved in church and we're gonna give to the church. You have to have someone who agrees with you that, hey, we're gonna raise our kids to know and to love God. We're going to make sure that they understand godly principles. You have to have someone who understands that, hey, we need to pray together. It's important for us to be praying together. It's important for our kids to see us praying together. You have to have someone who understands that we walk by faith and not by sight. So even when we go through trials, when we go through tribulations, we know that God is our source. We don't get frustrated and start yelling and arguing with each other and getting frustrated. We go to the Lord in prayer. We pray together about the situation, and we walk in faith, and we trust God that he's going to bring us through. If you don't have someone who has that foundation, they're not going to have the same response when you get challenged by circumstances in life.
That's real.
So you have to make sure, it is imperative, again, that you press the issue, observe the person more than anything, because you can ask all day, and it's important to ask. But more importantly, observe how they respond. And this is why we say 12 months, obviously, again, not a hard concrete number, but you need to see how they respond to the situations and challenges of life. And are they responding in a way that lines up with what the Bible says our response should be in those situations? Or are they responding to whatever their flesh is telling them to do in those situations? So, relationship with God. Do not look past it. Don't think it's not important. Don't think it's not important. Don't think, oh, well, she looks good. Oh, she makes a lot of money. Oh, she's got good credit. The most important thing that you need to make sure is that you have a person who has a real relationship with God.
The Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom. The fear in that verse, you've heard me say this many times, but if you're new to the podcast or new to my YouTube channel, this is your first time hearing this, let me break it down for you. Yeah. Fear doesn't mean hiding from or being afraid of. Fear in this text means reverence. A person's level of reverence towards God will determine the level of wisdom they walk in. If a person doesn't reverence God, they're not going to walk in wisdom with you. If they don't reverence God's designs for marriage, designs for sex, designs for sexuality, designs for husbandhood, designs for womanhood, designs for wifehood, if they don't revere and reverence what the Word of God says about God's original designs, they're going to walk not in wisdom, but in ignorance and in negligence and in stupidity. You gotta, if they don't fear God, what's a God to a non-believer, Kanye said. Literally, what's a God to a non-believer? Think about that. Do you know how scary that is to be with someone who doesn't believe in the one?
You up here quoting scriptures and they're like, what is that? What does that mean to me?
Do you know the lawlessness and the open doors you're going to have in your marriage because of their lack of reverence? Do you know wisdom protects? You know you walk in wisdom when it comes to... Imagine being married to a guy who doesn't reverence God, who says leave and cleave. And he's still a mama's boy. And it's now he done opened the door for mama to run as a witch your marriage. What about a guy who doesn't reverence what God says about a man loving one woman, being married to one woman, and then he walks in foolishness, and now instead of you being lasagna, he has a whole meal with a bunch of sides? What if you marry a woman who doesn't revere God's word and wisdom about modesty, and now she walks outside the house letting everybody see what only your eyes are supposed to be seeing?
Man.
Do you understand the imbalances of that? God, you gotta cause we're not talking about we're talking about respect. If I don't respect, for instance, I can't get mad if I disrespect the original designs of this iPhone that I'm using right now. If I disrespect this iPhone and get mad that it doesn't work, why am I mad at it? I disrespected its original intent.
Yeah.
The same as with God. God has an original intent for marriage, an original intent, an original design. That's why I say let the gays get married. Go ahead, get married. Yeah, go ahead. Bro, you think it's easy?
Right.
Shoot.
Right.
Go ahead and get married. Let them marry who they want to marry. Go ahead. Why Christians get mad at them? Go try it out for yourself. You're going to realize that when you are not living and doing in alignment of the original designs, you're going to see in time. You heard about that lady and I'm just saying it with all due respect, the lady who transgendered into a man and then committed and unalived herself because she said it's too hard to be a man. Anyway, what I'm trying to what I'm saying is you cannot break marriage. Marriage break people. Marriage is just too heavy for people. That's why you gotta reverence God's original designs. I tell single people all the time, do you know how heavy marriage is?
Man.
If you're not made and fortified with the right ingredients like cement, my friend, you're going to be flat as a pavement.
Yeah.
Marriage is heavy. All that stuff they advertise, that's why I don't like Lifetime movies. They only show you up to the marriage, the wedding.
Right.
They exactly. Show you right up to the wedding, and everybody, and that's what they did subconsciously because weddings sell. Marriage don't sell. Marriage don't sell. Weddings sell. So when you advertise the entry, but you never allow people to investigate what's all in there, no wonder marriages are failing left and right. Because people fell in love with the surface, but forgot that the bottom of the iceberg is what sunk the Titanic. It's not what you see that sinks you. It's what you can't see that sinks you. That's why relationships sink.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't stress enough. Make sure the person that you are talking to has an intimate relationship with God, understands biblical principles, and applies them to their everyday life. And we'll move on.
Yeah.
Next question. Significant experiences. Can you share, a significant experience in your life that has shaped who you are today? And this is one of those questions where, you're getting a little bit deeper. You're getting to know the person and what makes them who they are. You need to understand these things. And I mean, listen, you're not going to find out everything about them, all of their life, past experiences and everything like that. But if they got some significant ones, you might want to know about them. You might want to know, what kind of things have you dealt with? What have you experienced in life? How did you respond to it? How did it shape the person that I am sitting in front of right now? Because I guarantee you it's going to show up at some point in the marriage. We talk about, one of the things that I think a lot of people don't prioritize enough is therapy, coaching, whatever, life coaching, whatever you want to call it, because I think all of us have traumas in our past that have molded and shaped the individuals that we are today as adults. And those situations, those traumas, those are gonna constantly show up, in our life, in the the way that we respond to situations and circumstances. So, as much as possible, you want to find out, did you get cut from the basketball team in high school, and that made you ultra competitive, but also have fear of failure? Did you have someone who your dad walked out on you, left the family when you were a child, and now you have abandonment issues? Get into those conversations, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's no, it's not a time to, judge or anything like that. But you want to understand this person. You understand where they're coming from. Just because they've had, situations and circumstances in their life that have been challenging, that's not necessarily, to say that, okay, well, now I can't be with them because they went through, like, we've all been through stuff. You're just trying to figure out, hey, how did it affect you? How may this affect, you going forward in our relationship together? Is this something that maybe you do need to seek counseling on? So that's an important question that you need to ask as you're getting deeper into the conversations. If you've already covered, that they have a relationship with God, you already kind of know about their interests and their goals. You're getting a little bit deeper in your bag. Ask about significant experiences that shape the person that's sitting in front of you today.
So important. It's important for people to get past their past experiences.
Yeah.
Because trauma creates drama. The drama you have in your relationship right now is probably stemming from some level of trauma.
Yeah.
The only drama you want in your life is the dramas you go see in movies. The dramas that you see in on TV together when y'all, you know what I mean? But people don't realize that today's drama, to some degree, stems from some level of trauma. And that's why all of us, I think some of us, especially in Christian circles and other circles, that there's a level of, I'm okay. No, you're suppressing.
Yeah.
You're not okay. Honesty leads to healing. That's why there's no need for you to start dealing if you have yet gone through some healing. You're not going to make deals with a spouse if you still healing in this house. Like you got, bro, kids don't deserve to be bled on because you're still bleeding from the wounds from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Do you know how many kids are surviving from what their parents are still surviving? Like their kids are now being wounded because of old wounds, all this yelling, all this manipulation, all of this, you got to be my best friend because of abandonment. Now you made your 8-year-old your best friend, and now you can't even parent your kid because of abandonment issues, or because you did get cut and because you went through that traumatic experience of not being super athletic, or you didn't finish basketball, you got injured in college. Now you're forcing your kid to play a sport that you failed in.
Woo.
And now your kid is only doing it because they loved you in the beginning, but now they're building resentment because now you're forcing them to do something.
Yep.
Now you're creating generational trauma and drama, curses being rehearsed through generations. All because you didn't go heal.
Yep.
That's why it's important to ask them, listen to their tone, look at their eyes, look at their body language when they talk about. Does their body language have victory when they talking about it, or does their body language scream victim? Oh my goodness. Because listen, I could talk about fatherlessness, I could talk about all this stuff in my life, and me and my dad are great to this day. Or I don't want to talk about my dad, because my dad had to do what he had to do. He didn't know. I mean, come on, man. He's from Nigeria, so he didn't know what he was doing. Yeah. But I'm talking about, but it wasn't just him, but there was a bunch of abandonment stuff that if I talk about abandonment in my YouTube video and my body just slumps over, you're going to be like, man, have you healed from that, bro?
Yeah.
Or if I can go to YouTube videos right now where I'm talking from a level of competitiveness. I'm talking from a level of that stemmed from, oh, you think you try, like some of my videos were done because of what somebody else said about me, or what, like, bro, that's the insecurity, Josh.
Yeah.
When I was going to the basketball, I had to stop playing basketball for a long period of time because my competitiveness consumed me, because I took charges in high school, because of my fatherlessness. I tried to overcompensate for it to try to appease my coaches who I thought would be father figures. So I'm sacrificing my body on the court because of abandonment.
Man.
And then because I didn't make the basketball team in college and stuff like that, when I was on the YMCA course, I was going for blood. Not from love of the game, but because I didn't get no love from the game when I needed love from the game.
Yeah.
Do you see? I'm talking about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I first got married, and she was like, because I had need for external validation, and because early on I was struggling with my ministry unplugged on the verge of being destroyed, that my wife had to check me. You got to close that laptop, man. Like, why are you so into that when you got a whole wife in the house? So people don't understand that you may be ready to get married, but man, marriage is where the growing begins. Like, it becomes a magnifying glass. It begins to show you, yo, keep growing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they got to take the time to ask themselves, man, have I gotten past my past experiences? If not, those past experiences will infiltrate your present experiences, and then all of a sudden you can mask the trauma for a long period of time, but trauma will create drama.
Yeah. And again, as we say this, this type of question isn't necessarily now there will be some things that you may say, hey, that's a little bit too deep. I don't know if that's something that I want to deal with in a marriage. Sure. But everybody has trauma. Everybody has things that have happened to them that affect who they are and how they react to the world on an everyday basis. So not saying to ask this question and just because they have a situation that affected them, oh no, I can't. But you do want to kind of watch their response. Watch, like J.E. said, when he talks about, whatever, the abandonment issues, does he, slink over in a seat? Watch their response. See, hey, do they look like they are healing from that or in the process of healing? Do they look like they're still being heavily affected by that? And What are their views on things like therapy, things like, seeking counseling, it can be Christian counseling, can be whatever the case may be. But when you run into a problem is when you have someone who has trauma from their past that still affects who they are today, and they have negative views on seeking help, getting therapy. That's when it's an issue. So
good luck. And that's so important. I even created a card game. I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug in right now for those who don't know about it. I wrote a book called Dating Prep, and I created a card game called Dating Prep to go with it. And there's 3 stages in the dating prep world of gaming. There's the cloud phase, there's the cement phase, then there's the corporation phase. The cloud phase is, what's your favorite color? Oh my gosh, yeah, that's cool. It's cloud questions, cloud 9. We just asking those, let's get it out of our system. Oh, cement questions where this question comes in. Y'all done came out of cloud 9 and y'all hit the cement. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna run or what you gonna do? Y'all hit the ground. Now cement. Oh, whoa, it's real now. I've noticed some things, and I have 4 cards that you play in the middle of the game. Is go, slow, no, and whoa. Whoa is the red flag. No is the white flag. Slow is the yellow flag, and whoa is the red flag. When you hear an answer that's a whoa, that's a red flag. I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Slow cards is like, you know what? Let's slow down a little bit. Let's unpack that some more before we get even more serious. Yeah. The go card is like, oh, that's a go. Okay, I rock with that. And the no card is white flag. We're done. You have to understand the stages of questioning because it's going to be very hard to build a corporation without cement.
Yeah.
Like you need to find, do we love each other? Like you still cute and you still handsome, but is this going somewhere? Mm-hmm. And you need to know how you cannot have a person look at something significant as insignificant. You need that person to say, that really happened to you. And listen to people and really examine. And that's why you have to be content because then your ears will be in tune. Yeah. You will listen beyond what they're saying. You will see the body language. You will hear the tone drop. You will hear the whatever voice in it. You'll be like, oh, whoa. So that's significant and you're just treating it insignificantly? Oh, this is going to pop up eventually. So we might as well not even let this work because you don't want to marry somebody who has yet to become a patient in the doctor office of God. You don't got time to marry someone that's still healing. We all healing. We all are growing and mature. We're talking about deep wounds healing.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Last question that we have here is talents. Do you have any hidden talents or skills that you're proud of? And that's just a good question to ask. This is, again, just getting to know the person on a deeper level. They might have, some hidden talents, skills that, they might be good at that, they're not operating in their gift right now. Could be a scenario like that. And that could be, that nothing wrong with that, but that's something that, maybe, you can help them with as you guys continue to grow together. You find out if they have any hidden talents or skills that they're proud of. And that's just going to tell you a little bit more about who they are and the things that they value and the things that, they view about themselves that make them feel good about themselves. So that's certainly an important question to ask. J.E., I'll let you expound on that one a little bit more.
Yeah, real quickly, because we got to get through this real quickly. Yeah. Talent lets you know, can y'all build together? Talent when people, and you got to see if they're sitting on a talent or if they're reaping surplus from the talent. When my wife met me, I was bringing in income from my talent. I was bringing in assets with my talent. My talent wasn't sat on. And you want to see, because you don't just want to marry somebody who is just a product from the school system. You don't want to just marry somebody who just got a good job and just doing their job. You need someone that's got something on the side they're I'm not saying everybody's an entrepreneur, but everybody should be entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Everybody should own something. That's the only way you're able to have financial stability and success, because anybody can fire you, but nobody can fire you from you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you want to ask, what are your talents? And if they're just, whatever, that's just whatever, and they're not serious about the talent, that may be a yellow flag or a little red flag, because like, yo, you don't see significance in you. So you're just going to be a person that just works a job all the time and sits on this amazing gifts. And also you want to hear, hey man, what are you talented at? Because hey, this is my future plans. Going back to future.
Right.
How can my talents help your future, and how can your talents help my future? For instance, my wife is an English major. My wife's a teacher. Now we got school programs.
Yeah.
So when you begin to see talent, you'll begin to see the corporation phase. Now y'all can build. Oh, our talents are compatible. Oh, let's get it. What made Dennis Rodman so valued? He was good at one talent.
Yeah.
Well, couple, defense and being
Rebounding.
rebounding. So when you look at talent, you be like, okay, we can win championships together.
Mm-hmm.
Our talents, when they come together, man, oh man, so many championships can be won. That's all I got on that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna add one more that wasn't in pre-production, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this, because this is one of the biggest issues that you'll run into marriage, and it's finances.
Oh yeah.
You need to understand what your spouse's views are on finances. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do they view money as just something to spend? Like, do they view money as, what do they view money as? Do they understand the concept of, do they believe in having a budget and abiding to the budget? Or do they feel like that's restrictive and, you're trying to control me. I don't want to have a budget.
Ooh.
Do they believe in setting aside money for investing? Do they have a 401k? What are their thoughts on? You need to have these conversations. If we're going to have kids, what are our thoughts on saving for college? Do we want to have a 529 plan in place? Saving for the kids' college. What are your views? Do you want to, what do you see as an acceptable, living arrangement? Like, how much do you think we need to be spending on housing? You have, financial gurus that'll say 25%, rules what you should use as far as 25% of your total income on housing. How do you feel about that? Or do you think it should be higher than that? Is that like something that's really important to you, that we have like a really big fancy house? Or, is it not that important, but you want to allocate the funds to other things like giving and kids and, the things like that? There are so many different avenues and facets of finances that will affect your marriage. You have to have these conversations, because if y'all aren't on the same page, I promise you, you're going to get in argument after argument. You're going to bump heads. She's going to question your leadership. You're going to question her sanity. And y'all are going to be at each other's throats. Don't marry somebody who, listen, every time they get a check, they're going to buy some new J's, or, he's going to buy the new video game, or she's going to go shopping and blow all of the money. Don't marry someone where you can't sit down and put together, hey, going back to future goals? What are our future goals as a couple? What do we want to accomplish in 10 years? Do we want to be homeowners? Okay, so what kind of plan do we need to put together to accomplish that? How are we going to get the money for the down payment? You need to be thinking about these things, because if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't want to have those conversations, who doesn't want to be restricted by a budget, who doesn't want to plan, I guarantee you, your money is not going to, you're going to be in a bad situation. When you look at a garden, the only way a garden works is if you plant the specific seeds that
That's right.
that you're looking to reap. And different seeds, you have to use different strategies, when it comes to the garden. But what's going to happen if you don't have a specific strategy and plan in place? Weeds, dandelions. That's all you're getting. So if you have someone who feels like a budget is restrictive, doesn't want to, doesn't believe in operating on a budget, might want to move in a different direction. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care.
Because fine can be expensive.
What? Hey,
Fine can be expensive.
I don't know if you saw on the news. Some of y'all may or may not know these people, but Drewski and was with Ruby Rose, and they was together for a while, and people were surprised. Ruby Rose, beautiful young lady. Drewski, a little hefty, a little on the hefty side, and people were surprised that they were together, and they didn't last very long. They asked Drewski, "Hey, what happened?" He was like, "Hey, when you get with a baddie, you gotta be ready to open them wallets. Like you gotta be ready to spend that money." And yeah, you're with somebody just because of their looks, and you're like, okay, I'm blinded by that. I gotta spend money. I'm not worried. I'm not gonna ask her about a budget. There's nothing sexy about that. She's not gonna think that I'm a fly individual talking about a budget. Well, then you need to let her fly right on by. Because that it's not gonna last. I don't care if you think it's sexy or not. We gonna sit down and talk about this budget. We gonna figure out what our plans are. We're gonna plan for the future, because if we're not doing that, then we're planning for failure. So you gotta talk about finances.
You have
Yeah,
to.
go ahead.
You have to, because money answers all things. And if you don't have the money to answer the things that needs an answer, then y'all gonna be sitting in the dark. Y'all gonna be sitting.
Hey, nothing sexy about that.
Ain't nothing sexy about that. You want the choice of darkness. You don't want darkness to choose you. Okay? You don't want darkness to choose you. Okay? So what am I saying? The Bible says a wise person or a wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's children.
Yeah.
In order to leave an inheritance of such substantial means to children's children, you got to be thinking about your children's children now. Now. Right now, I'm thinking about Hannah's kids. BD is thinking about his son's kids.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want the Ezzy lineage to be looked at where every time they look back at dad or granddad, there's nothing that they gave. The Bible says wealth and houses is the reward from a father. Like a father is designed, or a union, a marital union is designed to ensure that their kids don't have to start over.
That part.
That their kids, and it's your responsibility to raise your kids to money manage and to find and be about their father's business early, so that when they're 18, 19, they already have businesses or an idea of what they're going to college for. And since you raise solid kids because you thought about a holistic inheritance, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, and professional, that's why I think one of the best things that my wife and I are involved in is our family business. When we go on walks, our daughter, who don't understand nothing we're saying right now, her spirit is soaking up the verbiage coming from her parents about legacy, about wealth, about houses and lands and opportunities, so that when we are in position, our daughter don't have to start over. Oh, baby, you're going to have to find some scholarships.
Right.
Oh, baby, you want to do that? Wow, that's big. Let's pray about it. Okay.
Exactly.
You got to think generationally, because when you think about your kids, I'll say this and I'm done.
Yep.
When my dad came over to our house to really hold Hannah for the first time, I've never seen my dad's eyes get watery like that. He looked at me right across from his chair to my chair. He said, "Son, I hope you have this day."
Wow.
Where you're able to hold your son's kid. I want to get to the place that when I'm holding Hannah's kids, we're at the beach house. When I'm holding Hannah's kids, they ain't a worry in the world. When I'm holding Hannah's kids is not the first kid to experience what my first kid should have experienced. I don't want to be a better grandparent than I was a parent.
Absolutely.
So when you think about finances, it's all about, hey, will we have enough to leave so that our kids won't have to start over and leave and go be dependent on some other person's job or some other person's system, and we didn't create an ecosystem within our family that's financially rich and abundant where our kids can be able to succeed at a high level and their kids won't have to worry about anything as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, y'all getting bro, listen, this is $1 million worth of game for free. And y'all ain't even catch the acronym. BD didn't want to show my genius.
Oh, my bad, J.E. I kind of messed it up there at the end, but
No. We're gonna turn that finances to a T. Treasure. I got you. Treasure.
okay.
These are the first questions you should ask when you're getting to know someone. Number 1, F. Dang, what was F?
Future goals. How you gonna not know your own genius?
It's okay. It's today's genius. I haven't sat with this for a long time. I came with this today.
Okay.
Future goals. F. I, their interests. R, relationship with God. I put the R in the middle because that's the core. You didn't catch that, but it's okay. S,
bad.
significant experiences. And T, talents and treasure, because a lot of people are sitting on them. And all they go. So that's the first 5 questions you should ask before growing in love or opening yourself up with the possibility of being with someone. So you're welcome.
Y'all are welcome, because that's it, boy. There's some gems in there, man.
BD said, y'all are welcome.
Y'all are welcome.
Share this.
Hey, it's taken years of pain and heartbreak for us to bring you some of these points.
I said, dang, BD speaking from a deep place.
Listen. Hey. Some gems in there. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. These type of gems will get you into the gym of life to turn yourself into a gem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you guys got value from that. Like we said, a lot of good stuff in there. Hop in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are about how long you should, date someone before considering them for marriage. And if you have any other questions that you can think of that we didn't mention, definitely drop them in the comments section. Okay. We're going to move on to some significantly less serious content, but important nonetheless. Okay. Because we have important news on the food front. Chipotle, as many of you may know, has been under fire here in the past, year or so. Social media influencers have been complaining about the portion size that Chipotle has been giving when they make their bowls. People have been recording, pulling out their phones and recording Chipotle employees as they're fixing the bowls to just show, the portion size that they're giving to people. And apparently, the people's cries have been heard. Okay. I'll read an article here, but the gist is that Chipotle is going to be increasing their portion sizes, apparently.
Good job, Chipotle.
Yeah.
Listening to the people.
Absolutely. Customers on social media have been furious with Chipotle for allegedly skimping on its burrito bowl portions this year. Now, the fast casual chain CEO said the company is making changes. First, there was never a directive to provide less to our customers, CEO Brian Nicole said during an earnings call Wednesday. With that said, getting the feedback caused us to relook our execution across our entire system. Nicole said the company will make generous portions more consistent across its more than 3,500 restaurants. He said about 10% of stores are outliers in portion sizes, and those locations will have to be retrained to the right standards.
Wow.
So
going to Chipotle tomorrow. Get that generous portion. I'm gonna ask them too.
Yeah. I did. That's the reason I say all that to say this. I'm going to Chipotle because I need to. I'm bringing the article. I'm walking in there with the article. CEO, all right, says right here that there will be generous portion sizes. With that said, I would like a burrito bowl, half steak, half chicken, and I would like you to load it with all of the necessary accoutrements that I demand. And you better not skimp on anything because I've got proof right here that says you are supposed to be loading my plate down, pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Ooh,
Shall you put
yes, sir.
into my bowl? Yes. J.E., what are your thoughts?
Yes.
You are a
Hey, man,
regular.
listen.
Yeah.
Executive of the year.
Yeah.
Executive of the year. That's how you lead.
That's how you lead.
That's how you lead. You listen to the people because, listen, if you want to change an organization, affect their bottom line. If you want to get the attention from the top, affect their bottom line.
Yeah.
And this guy listened. Cause you know every Chipotle he went to, they definitely double scooped the chicken.
Come on now.
So he didn't have no clue.
Exactly.
But us patrons, bro, I ain't been to Chipotle. The last time I went to Chipotle, I was like, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. You mean to tell me that's the scoop you go? Bro, do you see me? Do you see what type of human is in front of you? And you're going to give me Chelsea's size burrito bowl?
4 1/2 pieces of chicken? What am I going to do with that?
4 1/2 pieces.
Out of
That
control.
little strand of barbacoa. Bro, what am I going to do with that?
What am I
All
gonna
this
do with
rice,
this?
all this beans, and you're going to give me that little bit of meat?
And charge me like $15.
No. I remember the times, like Michael Jackson. I remember the times when going to Chipotle was like, wow. The way I think Chipotle back in the day was premier in the weight test. When you got there, and I love their Chipotle bags because it's just a big bag. And you felt that weight, that's 2 days. That's a day and a half worth of food right there. And now the weight test, I'm like, man, what is this? I haven't been in a long time. Me and my wife went maybe a year ago, or a few months. It was definitely closer to a year ago. And I was like, man, something ain't right.
Yeah. It got bad. And you had to start, I had to start getting and I mean, you got to have your bread right, but I had to get the double meat portions. And I had to figure out how to finesse that too, because they started trying to play you on the double meat portions.
Wow.
Yeah, but because if you go out, here's the key, J.E. Here's the key. If you are getting double meat, you gotta wait until they give you that first scoop. Then you tell them, I want double meat.
That's good.
Because if you come in letting them know I'm getting double meat, they're going to give you 2 baby portions of the chicken and call that double. No, that's a normal scoop is what you gave me. You gave me 2 half scoops. I said I wanted a double portion.
Ooh, hey.
Come on now. I want a double portion. So you let
We
them.
believers here. We believe in the Most High.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me that first scoop of chicken, and that's when I hit them with it. Yeah, you know what? Let me do double. Yeah, let me do double portion.
Because what they're not going to do is go back into what they have already poured.
Nope. And what you're not going to do is give me a half scoop on that. No, I saw exactly what you did for that first scoop. I want the exact same thing. Double.
BD.
I didn't say 1.5. I said double portion of the anointing. Hey. Oh, you don't hear me. I want a double portion of chicken, and I want a double portion of steak. Don't play me, Chipotle.
Don't play. We believers over here. Yeah,
glad to hear.
That's a word, BD. I'm doing that. Maybe not tomorrow, because I got to do that on the weekend. Because if they're gonna give me a double portion, I want to be ready. I want to be ready for it.
Yes, sir.
Cause man, bro, man, cause this is what man. I now put in the comments how you construct your bowl. This is how I construct my bowl.
Give it to us.
First off, I tell my mans. First off, I don't know who do you like serving you, a woman or a man? Who gives you a consistent double portion level of burrito? Is it the male server or the female server? For me, I don't like male servers.
Yeah.
Male servers, bro, I don't know, bro. They don't want to be there. And I understand. You don't like imagine being a guy in the front lines of Chipotle. That's not the sexiest place to be, I'm pretty sure. So you probably don't like your job.
Okay.
But when you got a female server, man, the smile, the big jubilance of my personality just warms them, and they just get the scoop, and I just talk to them. That's the trick. Keep talking to them. Keep talking to them, and they forget that they. Oh, you know. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And what I've noticed at the end, the guys are sticklers about what you got. Oh, he got queso, bro. Shh. Bro, where's the favor, bro? Like, fam, like you don't gotta scream that, bro. Don't be writing on my bowl, bro. Like, be a blessing, bro.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's the opposite. Like, I feel like the dudes, because they don't really care, they don't be trying to benefit the company. They be like, all right, yeah, here you go. The girls, they be precise. They be.
Nah, because BD, you don't talk to them.
Yeah, I'm not as personable as you are. So
I'm personable.
It could definitely be that.
Man, I'm personable, man. Like, man. Oh, you went to that school? What did you study? And while they're talking,
they scooping.
Yeah, really. Oh, barbacoa too. Barbacoa, yeah. So how's mom? Bro, that's why, bro. You should have learned from me since high school, bro. You saw the charm that charmed the cafeteria ladies. My place was always better than y'all's. It was more abundant than y'all's. It was more double portion than y'all's.
Yeah.
But you just walk in there very corporate. Hey, so yeah, I'll just take the rice. Yeah. No beans. Yeah. Me? Hey, how are you doing? Good, that's good. You having a good day? That's good.
Yeah.
And that disarms them. They're like, you know what? This guy's cool. Then I get right into my bowl. Can I get double rice? Thanks. Just a little bit more. High pitch. You gotta be somewhat gay, okay? Then you
Wow. I don't want it that bad.
No, I want it that bad. I want it that bad. Man, you know how gays, they find a way. All right, anyway.
Wow.
Can I get double beans? I mean, half and half beans. Then when we get to the meat, that's where you focus.
That's why you gotta lay it on real thick when you get to the meat.
Real thick, man. All right. So,
Pause.
yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's how I do my bowls.
Oh man, we are.
Anyway, good job, executive of the year.
Absolutely.
That was
Shout
a
out.
good move, and I expect my generous portion this weekend.
Absolutely. I will be testing the veracity of this news story, and I will be going to Chipotle. Okay. Last thing on the menu for today. Monday was National Wing Day.
What a good day. That was a great day.
An amazing day. One of the best.
I love
And
food
so,
days, bro.
What's that?
I said I love food days, man. With National Food Days.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so in honor of National Wing Day, we're going to do a Good Guys Top 5. So we're going to do the Good Guys Top 5 wing flavors.
Okay.
J.E.,
Ooh, okay.
not going to lie, I'm completely unprepared for this segment, but I'm going to shoot off the top of the head because it shouldn't be too hard. Wow, That was crazy.
I tried to keep my composure. Shooting off the top of the head is crazy. And then you followed up with what you say?
We're just going to keep it moving.
I don't think we should podcast past an hour and 30.
Yeah.
That was
getting
wild.
kind of late. That was
getting kinda
out
late,
of pocket.
That was
All
out
right.
of pocket, bro. Hey, yo.
Top 5 wing flavors.
Man, I'm not prepared either because I'm a plain Jane.
Oh my gosh. Can't have any food topics with you. You don't
Bro,
like anything.
You be picking the most, like, bro, pick some general topics, bro. Wing sauces? I'll say
wings.
this, though. Bro, I like my wings whole. I like the trinity of wings. I like my wings in this trinity form.
That's fine. Do you like any kind of wings? Like just regular fried wings?
No, I do like some sauces. I don't know if I have 5. My
Okay.
sauce bag is not that deep.
Okay. Let's do
I'll
top
tell
3.
you my top enjoyable sauces, and then I'll rank them. I like mild. I like mild.
Okay. So what? Wait.
like-
Hold up. I didn't tell you to go through all of them, J.E. There's a back and forth here.
Oh, sorry.
So mild.
What's number
Are
5?
we gonna do? Do you have 3 sauces? You can do dry rubs too.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Do I do dry rubs?
Yeah, most of mine are gonna be dry rubs.
Okay. Let me see if I could be inspired by your list, bro.
Okay, I'll start off. Number 5 for me. I'm gonna say Buffalo. I don't like Buffalo Wild Wings for anything else, but they do have a salt and pepper flavor that I kind of like. I'll put that at number 5. It's a dry rub. It's like a salt and pepper, and it sounds like really boring, but I don't know. It has like
salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. I know what you're talking about. Those are good.
they're good. Like I
Simple.
didn't think it was gonna be good because it sounds like super boring and plain, but it works. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I used to love that crackle pepper chips with the salt. Like, oh man, them crackle pepper chips would be good.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough, bro. I'm just Publix wings. I'm just but I'll just tell you. I'm gonna let you go through your. I'm gonna let you go through your top 5, and I'm gonna tell you what I like.
Okay. That's fine. Number 4, I will go with. I'm trying to think of other wing flavors other than Wingstop. Wingstop is my preferred wing establishment, so those are most of my favorite flavors. But I'm trying to think. Number 4, I'm gonna go with is Walmart. Walmart wings. It's the ranch flavor. Ranch flavor wings at Walmart.
Okay.
It's like a dry rub.
What? No.
And it's good.
Ranch wings are good because I've had the ranch wings at was it 7-Eleven?
I never had those.
No, I don't know why I like ranch flavored like the rub ranch flavor, but I don't like ranch.
I mean, it makes sense that, it would work. It seems interesting, like a ranch dry rub. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty predictable why that would work. But yeah. Number 4, ranch. Number 3, I would have to say, I got to do honorable mention. Honorable mention, and I feel like maybe it should be in the top 5, but I'm going to put it as honorable mention, is Wingstop's Hot Honey dry rub.
Oh, dry rub? Nah, I like hot honey though. I like hot honey, bro.
We can say hot honey just period, whether it's dry rub or sauce, whatever you want to call
I
it.
never had the hot honey dry rub though. That sounds intriguing.
It's good. It's definitely one of their. I don't know why they bring it in and out of the rotation when it's like clearly one of their best flavors. So that's honorable mention. What was I? Number 3?
Yeah.
Number 3, I will say I will say Wingstop Louisiana Rub. Number 2, I will say garlic parmesan.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
definitely up there.
Yeah. And then number 1, the undefeated, heavyweight champion of the world, lemon pepper.
I want to give lemon pepper the respect they deserve, but most people don't lemon their pepper, their wings the way they should.
This is true. That's very true, because I like Wingstop's lemon pepper, but man, I have gone to one too many restaurants where their lemon pepper is disgusting. Like,
And I
mean,
leave it alone. Disgusting.
Yeah.
I leave it alone because I'm like, fam, y'all just don't do it right, bro.
Yeah. And
But when
it's
you
one of
have
those
a good, yeah,
it's one of those real hit and miss flavors. If it's right, oh my goodness.
it's the best.
It's the
It's
best.
number one by far.
But my goodness, it can go really wrong too.
Yeah, man. I'm not a real big wing sauce type of person. I like mild, like buffalo mild. I like the lemon pepper. I like the garlic parm. I like the honey hot. So maybe I do got about 4 or 5.
I'm trying to figure out why you couldn't put those in a specific order like I asked.
You're right. But you wasn't even ready for what you was asking me to be ready for.
And yet I was able to come up with it off of the cuff. That's professionalism, J.E.
Mild number 5, man. Mild number 5. Man, mild number 5.
Boring,
Man,
but
this
okay.
is mild number 5.
Oh, I got another honorable mention, but I'll
What's
let you
that? What's
finish.
that? No. What is it? It might help
You
me.
you might not know this, but it is mild sauce. I know you just said mild, but it's a different kind of mild sauce. I'm talking about anybody who's from
Asian?
Chicago knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it on guys, diners, drivers, and dives. Like it's like a deep, like a bright red sauce.
You got it. Yep. That stuff
Yep.
is good. They got a
Man,
place.
I want
Matter of fact, they got one in Charlotte now. It's called Harold's Chicken. Go there.
Harold. Oh, that's in Rock Hill. I heard about it. Harold's Chicken.
Yeah, it's from
Well,
Chicago.
it's Charlotte, but it's like I heard about them because people was talking about how good it was.
Famous.
People are saying that's the best wings in Charlotte.
Famous Chicago establishment. They had one in Houston as well. I knew about it, but they just they came to Charlotte recently. Go there.
Wow.
That mild sauce. Oh my goodness. They put lemon pepper rub on the chicken, and then they drizzle it in a mild sauce. Oh my God. It'll change your life. And they put it
Yeah,
on the
man.
fries too, and it's good.
Well, that's all I got, man. I'm not a big wing connoisseur. I'm not a wing sauce connoisseur, but I do love wings. Wings is like top 10 food items of all time, anyway. But I like my wings in its Trinity form. I like the Godhead of my wings, bro. I like the representation of the God I serve in my wings, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Listeners of the Good Guys podcast, please do a better job than Josh. Help us out. Put your top 5 wing flavors in the comments section, and let us know what your top 5 favorite wing flavors are. That is all we've got, and we're an hour and 48 minutes in, so I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a show. Yeah, like I said, hop in the comments. Let us know your favorite wing flavors. Let us know if you got anything from the top date questions that you should be asking. Like I said, drop any other questions that we didn't think of in the chat that you think are important. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Give us a like, share the video. J.E., any last minute words of encouragement for the people?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because if you're afraid to ask questions, you're going to find yourself in a questionable situation.
Wise words from a decent man.
Thank you, sir.
Other than that, my name is Brandon. He is Josh. We are the Good Guys podcast. Until next time, we are out.
Peace.